Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we love releasing content for y'all. But one thing we want to put out there, just kind of as a disclaimer or pastoral recommendation, if you will, is that while we're going through these movies, we certainly have a set list, and not every one of them is our favorite. It is also true that not every one of them we necessarily recommend. So some of them are going to be a little bit more for mature audiences, and a lot of the subject matter and material is going to be for mature audiences. And so we just ask you guys, just listener discretion advised. Me, Marty, and Ryan, we're always going to keep the podcast itself clean. It's going to be clean content, but some of the subject material might be more appropriate for mature audiences. So just keep that in mind. As I said, this is not a recommendation on the films. This is us just walking through each of these movies and trying to put out good content. We love the opportunity for you guys to watch these movies along with us, but by no means are you expected to, and are we wholeheartedly approving of them. So just like I said, listener discretion advised.
Hey, so how much do you follow golf?
A decent bit.
Okay. What are the four majors? There's the U.S. Open, the Masters, the Open. Right? The Open. It's in Scotland.
Yeah. And...
Right? What's the other one? It's probably like the FedEx Regional, something silly like that.
I think it is the FedEx Championship. That's what they call it.
Why is that? Why are those four like that?
I don't... Because it's a new playoff system they did like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And so the FedEx is like the culmination. But no one really cares about it because there's no legacy behind it.
Right. They just made it.
The other three are...
It's like the Citrus Bowl. You're like, why is this... Or the...
it's a New Year's Six Bowl, guys, I promise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'd rather go to the Rose Bowl. What'd you say, the Peach Bowl? No. Well, it's got Chick-fil-A.
It's like, dude, we had two games we cared about. Stop this.
Yeah, exactly. It's because, tennis, there's Wimbledon, there's the U.S. Open, there's the Australian Open, and what's the fourth one? French Open.
Yeah, French.
Yeah. So it's like a little more diverse, whereas this one's like three of them are in America, and then the other one's in Scotland, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, the only thing PGA really does with the international golf is when we switch, whenever we'll do the British... and the U.S.
Why don't they have? Does the PGA Tour not go to like Japan and stuff?
I guess not.
We
have enough Japanese golfers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, there's more representation. Or South Africa. I don't know. Hold on a second.
Are you recording this?
Of course he is.
He's talking about golf.
Hold on, let me look it up. Listen, dude, I don't talk about golf at all.
Dude, I'm down.
But I'm really trying. Hey, guys, listen. The reason why I ask is because right now, as of recording, it's Father's Day. I'm really trying to tap into that father market.
The inner dad.
Hey, right into the show. Let me know.
Are you a dad?
Are you a dad? First of all, tell me if you're a dad. Tell me about your kids a little bit, and then we'll. Okay, I'm looking at all these. Butterfield, Bermuda. Okay, so there's one in Bermuda. Oh, there is one. There's the Zozo Championships in Japan.
Oh, cool.
Mexico, Bahamas. But what's the purse on this? I don't. Let me see.
Probably only matters for the winner.
Hideki Matsuyama. Also, hey, what's the drama with Rory McIlroy?
Yeah, he's returning.
From what?
Despite whatever happened, I don't.
Yeah, when there's some sort of like collusion scandal, like a big deal.
Let's Google it.
Man, it shows you how much I just Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, I guess, Mexico. Do they have a PGA Tour stop in Ohio? And the purse is $12 million.
What?
That's kind of a big deal. The PGA Championship is $15 million. I guess that's it. The PGA Championship, not like that. It's probably sponsored by FedEx. It's in Tulsa. Also, some of them they rotate, right? Like, didn't they go to Myrtle Beach for the PGA Championship? It was like everybody was pretty mad about it.
Oh, I'm not sure
because it was like these greens are trash. Yeah. It's like I have no clue, dude. So many people are probably going to be Scotland. Yeah, that's the Open. All three of our. Hey, you want to go to the FedEx St. Jude Championship? It's in Memphis.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you want to go to that?
Dude, I used to every other year the senior PGA Open would come to Southwest Michigan. So my dad and I would go every other year. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's a good time. Yeah, I'd love to go to a.
All right, I'm going to look up tickets. Ryan, you're coming with us. Let me look.
I'm
It's
gonna
August.
go stand in the heat in Memphis
The
for 8
Wyndham-
hours
the
watching
Wyndham
golf.
Championship is the place to be. August 3rd through the 7th.
Yeah, I can't leave.
Daily tickets. Daily tickets are $40.
Dude,
That's really
that's
not
so
bad.
worth it. I mean, we're gonna be there all day.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
spend a day in Memphis,
Yep.
get some good food, hang out.
So I'll tell you, that's the week to not be downtown. One of the weeks to not be downtown Nashville
Okay,
because
something
it
really
is-
bad's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's the Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we should go to the Grand Prix and
I
stuff.
think it's that week. It's either that one or the next one.
We'll do this. We'll be in Memphis for this the first week. And then that next week we'll go to that. Oh, let's look up the Nashville Grand Prix, guys. We are diverse.
dude,
Here's
we're
the thing.
diversifying
The
our
whole
sports.
the whole time I'm just sitting here. I have Notre Dame and Oklahoma in the College World
Yeah.
Series on my laptop. So Nashville Grand Prix. I do know at least one fan who listens, or I don't know. If he's
I
really
have,
a fan anymore.
That's true.
But
Every time
I'm
he
sure.
listens, he bashes us.
Music City Grand Prix. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, shout out to my friends who tell me that they skip our sports talk every time we talk about sports. Thank you for still listening to our podcast.
Wow, all 3 times.
That explains why we get a jump in listening sometimes.
Well, dude,
Yes.
this isn't pardon the interruption. Like, it's not like what are we? They're like, I don't know what that is. Sorry, that's a show on ESPN.
Yeah, well, pardon the interruption. We'll get to the movie eventually.
Yeah, what am I, Jim Rome? What's wrong with you? Sorry, I'm talking about something I'm vaguely interested in.
We should just start time stamping it.
It could be some,
No.
dude, whatever. That
No.
kind of makes me angry.
They want to skip.
We can sit here and talk about books for 5 minutes, and then all the jocks are like, oh, skip over the book talk. It's like, dude, shut up for a second and just enjoy it.
You know who
It's
you
fun
are.
to
We're
look-
talking to you.
It's fun to look at the stats at this point because you
It
can
is.
see people are skipping the first minute.
So we
which
really
is
need
that
to work on our
pastoral intro thing.
The pastoral.
that we've been saying for the last month. Yeah, we need to re-record. It's not the best. Which is the pastoral thing that no one listens to. So the Music City Grand Prix is August 5th through the 7th. So I propose, like on the 4th, we go to Memphis and we watch some good golf.
Dude.
The 3rd or 4th, and then the 7th we'll go to. Let me buy tickets. Let's see how much tickets are to the Grand Prix.
Dude, it's just downtown. Just stand there.
Wait, exclusive VIP treatment.
No, thank you.
No, I just need like East Club. What? I just need like regular 3-day general admission. Can you just get one
I don't know, but I won't be able to go with you guys.
You
at all?
My company is working the event.
All 3 days? You
The
can't just
whole
sneak out
week.
for a second?
Oh, we're going to be swamped that week. It's going to be like a 60, 70-hour week for me.
Okay. Oh, there's single day tickets coming soon. Let me just look at the 3-day general admission.
Maybe try looking at last year's price, too.
Good idea. Let me look. 2021 music.
guys enjoying us looking up tickets? I know you are. Dude, we're entertaining. I don't care what you say.
How can let me see. Can you really do that? Look up like last year events. It's really difficult.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know
Depends
how,
on if it's
but-
still up on the website or not, probably.
Hold on, I'm still looking at the. Wait, what? Available sections. Yeah, general admission. So 3-day passes, general admission's 140.
So it's probably 40 or 50 a day pass.
You think it'd be more though? Because you're trying to save money. They're trying to like bundle it.
Yeah.
Probably like
That's
60.
why you said like 140.
Yeah.
So maybe 50.
50, 60. Yeah. Dude, why not? Come on. That's an easy $100 to watch golf and IndyCar racing. You are now a complicated individual. Sorry, I didn't mean complicated. I meant complex. What?
This is how many views we have if because we don't know if YouTube
we
is
just
separate.
Guys, if we just shut up the sports talk, we'd have more than 600 listeners.
Dude, we got 600. This by the time this
Unique
drops, we'll have 600 unique listeners. Yes.
No, listen, total
600
listeners.
streams.
Streams,
You're right,
yeah,
you're right,
yeah.
you're
I was about
right.
to say,
unique listeners,
there's
that's
not. I was going to
ridiculous.
say,
Sorry.
that would be pretty crazy.
If we had 600 unique listeners,
We'd
we
have
would know-
several
Advertisements.
thousand.
We would know about it. They'd be like trying to
Well,
bust down
guys,
our
thanks
door.
for 600 listens.
Yeah, if you could listen to a
You
little
guys are
bit more.
cool. Yeah, listen a little more.
Sorry.
Hey, can you share it with your friends more? You need to do better.
That's like well, if you invited more friends, this wouldn't be a problem. Dude,
Me with church
okay.
events.
I told Jen you said that, and she cracked up. She thought that was the funniest.
That's right.
thing.
At
She
Beach
goes,
Week.
She goes, the 7th graders are or the 8th graders are complaining that there's more 6th graders, and I said, well, Marty told them if you just invited more friends, this wouldn't be an issue. And she was like, oh, that's true. Sorry, we should talk. Hey guys, how is our week going? What have you
Dude.
been up to? Ryan, how are things?
Yeah, Ryan,
Marty,
talk
I
to
feel
us.
like I haven't seen you in at least 12 minutes.
What you got for us, Ryan?
Yeah.
Things are good.
Okay.
Work is crazy. Going on vacation
God is
this
good.
week.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Guys, pray for Ryan. He's going to camp.
Yeah, I'm driving 2 days, like 16 hours, split between 2 days, just to get
Dude,
up there.
Ryan, I'm gonna be honest, dude. Camp sounds like the worst thing ever. You couldn't pay me enough to go to camp, you know? Marty, what'd you do last week?
Well, Jacob, I just got back from camp.
Oh, I saw you there. I was just passing through with a
that's
U-Haul, and I decided to stay.
Yeah, you're like, look at all this audio equipment I have in here. You guys might be able to use this.
Dude, you talk about scary.
Yeah, there's so much money in the back of this
Yes.
truck.
They trusted you with the audio gear?
Dude, Ryan, I'm gonna
Me
be
too,
honest
Ryan,
with you.
me too.
I'm gonna be honest, Ryan. They trust me with quite a bit. And
He tells them not to.
yeah, I go, hey,
They
I
don't
don't think
listen.
this is a good idea, and they're like, yeah, it's totally fine.
You probably had $100,000 in the back of the truck.
Probably.
My
Very
my
easily.
estimation for mine was 30 because it wasn't full.
What
Half.
did you drive?
I drove a
He-
U-Haul.
how
but
big
I
was
had
yours?
the leftovers.
Yeah.
I
And me
think
and-
mine was
me
a
and
little
Sean-
smaller than
Sean
y'all's.
had a little bit. I mean, he had like the heavy duty stuff, but we were both leaning pretty hard. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
woof. Sean was like flying top mast up there. It was like,
Yeah, you guys scared me. I couldn't keep up with you guys.
Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah, so Jacob and I had camp this past week, beach week.
man, you said it like Jacob and I had cancer. You're like Jacob and I had camps.
No, camp was awesome.
No. I'm saying
Oh.
it's not. Jacob and I had camp.
Camps
You just
or
like elongated the A there. Yeah, it was great. It was a fun time. We got
It's such a good time.
plenty of sun. You guys can't see it, but I mean, you guys can, but not the listeners in their cars and at home and in the library and stuff.
the gym.
In the bathroom. I'm peeling right now.
Marty, post a picture.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, you know me. The beak's always the first one to go, right? I got this
I can't see it. I promise until you said that I didn't notice.
that I was peeling.
On your nose,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was picking on it
That's
before we
fair.
started. So
That's fair.
I've been trying to put some moisturizer down. The back of my legs, well, I did show you my feet are blistering. I
Yeah.
did show you that. It's not horrible. It's just like,
They're a different color though.
yeah, they are. And they were swollen there for a second. But the back of my legs got it pretty bad, but they don't feel bad right now. They feel fine.
You probably should have gotten it so much worse though.
Yeah.
Just you were on the beach for straight up a whole day.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, over 24 hours.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
past week.
And
Not in a row, but
but man, I was like at the end of every day, I just walked in, at midnight,
yeah.
surrounded by a bunch of
Thankfully, a bunch
Eighth grade
all of our
guys
eighth grade
would just
guys
be
were
like-
asleep.
oh my gosh, yeah, except for one that would be like, "What's up, Jacob?"
Yeah.
I go, "Hey man, how's it going? You should probably go to bed."
Okay, I just want to say hi.
Hi, how's it going? Where were you? I was in a meeting. Okay, but yeah. No, we had a good time. It was fun. It was exhausting. It was fun, exhausting, and I would do it all over again.
Yeah.
Just you give me a year. But
yeah.
I'd do
so
it all
not
over
not
again.
next week though.
Yeah, probably gonna give me a good 12 months. So
I mean, next week we're going to Dallas.
that's true,
It's my first time in Texas.
dude.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Texas, you just lost and you got eliminated from the College World Series. It's
Bye.
pretty fun.
Texas A&M.
Well, by Texas, I don't like that part, but it kind of reminds me
I
of
mean,
that
I
one
like
time
A&M better
that
than Texas.
reminds me of that one time that Kentucky got knocked out in the college basketball tournament by the Peacocks from St. Peter's. Dude, mine's like
That's
a
right.
steel trap.
That's right, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all heard him throw that off the cuff.
Ryan, so do you know where St. Peter's is?
Russia?
Well, no, that's Petersburg. No, St. Peter's, like the school.
It's in New Jersey.
Yeah, do you
Oh.
know? You ever heard of it?
Maybe. I don't know.
But you've heard of. I'm gonna
You've
say
heard
it
of New
wrong.
Jersey.
You have heard of New Jersey.
Oh,
You've
sorry.
heard of Chris Christie. Wait, there's some things that happen in New Jersey that I think I wonder if Ryan knows about this Because to me, it's like it's a small state geographically.
So I lived there for 20 years. I think I went to South Jersey maybe a total of 100 times, if that.
What usually brought you out there?
My mom's extended family,
Uh,
and then camping once in a while.
how far a drive is that?
2 hours. Well,
Yeah.
with traffic, it's 2
yeah,
hours.
it's probably. Yeah.
You could
well,
do it if you could do it in Tennessee highway speeds on Tennessee highways. You could probably do it in half an hour,
oh.
maybe 45 minutes. But because it's Jersey,
Did you
It's
live
2
at the very north part of New Jersey, like close to Philadelphia?
so I lived.
Oh, we talked
Philly
about
is
this.
south.
Oh, okay,
New
York.
I lived in the southeast corner of the northeastmost county.
Okay, I see it.
Man.
Yeah, so pretty close to New York City, fairly.
I was an hour outside from 45 minutes to an hour from the city, and 30 minutes from the Pennsylvania border. Because I lived 10 minutes off Route 80, which is just like Route 40. It's like the major
Right.
highway.
So you said 45 minutes outside the city.
If you did it with no traffic, you
Okay.
could probably do it in 40.
What about public transit?
I don't know how long it would take on public transit, but probably not more
Does
than
sub-
half an hour.
Does Subway go out that far?
No,
No,
there
but
is
Jimmy
no
John's does.
What? No, dude, it's Jersey Mike's over there.
Oh, there's a better joke in there somewhere.
I think it's Amtrak, but there's a train that runs
Okay,
well out past my house.
that's fascinating.
I mean, my area is basically considered the edge of the suburbs of New York City.
Yeah, I
where I
imagine
grew
that.
up. We actually, at work, we rented projectors the other day. And they shipped them all the way from Jersey. So we had to ship them back. So I was making jokes. Oh, you can just send me back. with the
Take it back with you.
projectors."
Yeah,
I mean, you know what they
passing
say
through.
about Jersey, the projector capital of America.
He said Ryan's straight up shaking his head right now.
was
He said,
surprised. I
he said,
didn't know.
yeah.
But no, I saw the shipping label on it. I'm looking at it like, wait, I know that town.
That's home.
Hang on. I grew up in the town next to that town. Put in the directions like, oh, my parents' house is
Dude, that's wild.
10 minutes.
Do you know a lot of the towns? Do you know a lot of the geography of your home state?
The northeast corner, yeah.
Okay,
Eh,
Marty,
I
what about
guess
you?
the northern portion.
What about Michigan? Do you know a lot of your?
I think by the time I was done with college, yeah, I know Michigan pretty well.
Okay.
I feel I'm pretty traveled.
Okay. Yeah, I always assumed that if there was a place, most of the places I'd heard of from Arkansas, and I knew. If I didn't know where it's at, I just assumed it was in the Delta, like southeast. I was like, yeah, it's
Sure.
probably because I never passed through.
I mean, by the time I was done with college, I feel like I had at least met someone from every corner of Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
I know upstate New York better than I know central and southern Jersey.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I know northern Indiana super well. I don't
I
care
don't
about
know-
it, but I do.
I don't know anything anymore.
You know northern Texas pretty well.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh,
Some,
and,
some of Oklahoma.
Western Tennessee.
Well, yeah. That's a
I
great
know
point.
southeast Nashville
yeah.
Hey, me too.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Franklin.
Speaking
Don't
of
ask me
Oklahoma,
about North Nashville. I have no clue what's up there.
speaking of Oklahoma, they're up 2-0 on Notre Dame right now, at the top of the fourth.
Would not mind seeing
Sorry,
them win
I had to bring back the sports fans because all
because
the,
they skipped ahead.
because all the map fans were like, oh, "This is what I tune in for."
So
Anyway.
we're 18 minutes in.
As I said, we don't have the. By the way, we don't
Yeah.
have the iPad. The clock's not running.
That's because
so,
I didn't think we started, and then you guys.
and then we just started. We
I'm
just
glad
kicked
we've been
into it.
going. All right.
Well, I
let's-
think like, how many times have we kicked in midway through a conversation? Because I think we should start doing.
it's
that.
a new thing. That's our thing.
I think
this
I
is
li-
what,
I
like
like
4 in
that.
a row, 5 in a row.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, we're in.
We should start doing that.
We have our guest.
Okay,
So we'll give them a call in about 45 minutes.
okay,
So
nice.
let's chat about movie.
Wait, if we call it 45 minutes, we're talking about an hour 3.
It can be a little less. He said he's prepared.
Okay.
I told him we'll hit him with that text. A couple minutes before.
So, guys,
I guess his number.
what movie are we talking about tonight? Your dad likes cheeseburgers. Happy Father's Day. Sorry. I was just
Happy Father's Day.
Sorry.
Tony Stark's dead.
I was just happy. Ayo.
Hogan.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, that was Infinity War.
Wait, sync. Ryan, sync. Nope. Do it again. Clap sync. Oh, no, one more.
This is
Close enough.
audio. There's no video. There's nothing to sync and thing.
I thought if we just did it enough times, you'd start setting up a camera and get us going. Why is it still not happening, right?
Because my camera only records 10-minute long video segments.
Wait, what? Explain that. What does that mean?
At 10 minutes.
I mean, I know what it means, but why?
10 minutes.
I got the new and improved 10-minute camera.
No, I bought my camera. I was 12, I think. So that was 13 years ago.
So basically, it's gonna look like the Riddler. Is that what you're saying? No. Anyway, all right.
Well, Avengers Endgame, baby.
Marvel. We're back. Hey guys.
Yeah,
hi.
not DC.
So, when was the last time you guys watched Endgame?
Last night and last fall.
Funny. Last fall?
Marty did not think that was funny.
Remember when I was stuck here because of COVID?
Yeah.
No.
I watched all the Marvel movies that week.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
nice.
we talked about it.
I don't know if I realized it was all of them, but that's a good thing to do while being stuck in quarantine.
No, it's not. Anyway,
Did you guys hear what Jacob said? He said, bad idea.
I had to turn my mic on. So, yeah. When was the last time you watched?
Last
You
time
said
for me?
you've seen it quite a bit. You were quoting it.
Dude, I think this might be the Marvel movie I've seen the most. This movie just hit this Ragnarok, or
Thor: Love and Thunder.
that will probably eventually take it.
I can't wait for that to not meet your expectations. And I mean that in the
It's
most loving,
fine.
as a
I'm
brother in
still
Christ.
gonna love it.
As a brother in Christ. I
That's
mean-
true. Well, that's because I'm prepared for it to become my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Last time I watched it was December-ish, I want to say. I watched it when I was up in Michigan for a few weeks around Christmas time. So
Nice.
I remember I was home alone at my parents' house. Everyone came in as the big battle was wrapping up, and I was like, guys, I need you to let me have this. I'm going to cry. Just please don't talk to me.
Yeah.
They're like, but you've seen it already. I said, yeah, but Tony Stark's dying.
Yeah.
How
I've
about
seen,
you? How
I've
about
seen
you?
it twice in theaters, and then probably honestly not again, except for like, I don't know, in the waiting room of a doctor's appointment or getting your hair cut or something.
Sure. So this was probably your third full time?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe.
I've seen it 4 to 6 times.
46 times.
4 to 6. I don't remember how many times I saw it in
426 times. Sorry.
theaters. I probably saw it at least twice in theaters, and
Yeah, I
I know
saw it
I've watched
twice.
it twice on Disney Plus at least. But it might be 3
There
and
you go.
3.
Mm.
Not sure.
I would give it. I've seen this 7 times.
It's awesome.
It's a really long movie to watch 7 times.
It is. Yeah.
Hey, I've already seen the Batman 3 times.
Is it worth it? Was Avengers Endgame worth it?
I mean, it's gonna be a while before I watch it again, but yeah.
So this is a dated list, obviously, as a printing on the poster, but this made it. This cracked the top 100 fan.
Yeah.
And
It's,
something I was,
low 70s.
I was telling Marty, this is besides that's Infinity War are the superhero movies that are on this list. We have Dark Knight, but those are a little more, I was to say
Spider-Verse.
realistic. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's true. I'd say it's more animated than,
That's true.
but
Was it still? I think we looked it up the last time. Was it still similarly placed?
it's within
They-
10.
They were. Yep,
Yeah.
they were.
I
So,
think-
they flipped. or
I think
something like that?
Infinity War had dropped.
I think Infinity War and Endgame flipped.
Okay.
Are you talking about on the poster or
on
on?
the new poster? Like
Yeah.
on the updated website.
Oh yeah, I think on the updated one because in this one, Infinity War is in first, which whatever.
Which it had more time to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one felt like it felt like it earned it. Both of those movies,
They
but
did.
specifically Endgame. What do we think about it?
Ryan? Ryan's got popcorn.
We'll wait for Ryan to finish, and then we'll go ahead and
Okay, Ryan.
we'll continue to talk about sports. So anyway, just kidding.
I love Avengers Endgame. I went through and ranked all the Marvel movies last month just because I have an unhealthy obsession with lists. That's fine.
Do you ever list your list?
I should.
You're like,
Should-
this is the best
I
list.
should list my lists.
Yeah.
I do not think my Marvel list is my best list. I think my anime one is. Sorry, that's
You
a
didn't have
cringy
to
thing
say
to say.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
letting people know.
Now the sports fans they're gone.
that's right, they're-
They've left the chat.
That's right. They said we said Avengers though, and they bounced. None of them probably.
Yeah.
So this one is I'll pull it up just to be official, but I think I got this at number 3 or 4.
You have to.
It is just the culmination of. I mean, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it in my lifetime. Thinking what do we think this would be like for like our parents or our grandparents' generations? Like, did they have? It probably would have been a show instead, but like, did they have something that took a decade to build up to this grand finale? And I know we always talk about Dallas and who shot. Oh, what's his name?
JR.
Who shot JR? Yeah.
That type of TV show or that type of concept is a newer concept. The closest thing you might be able to find is like Doctor Who.
Yeah. I could see that.
That's a good thought.
It's like 30 seasons or so. No,
Yeah.
more than 30.
It's more than, yeah.
But there's not a lot that like built on itself to continue to build like a world.
That's true.
Like you might get a sequel, but like a sequel was even rare for a while.
Yeah, it's something that is.
I know what it is though.
Okay, what is it?
Star Wars.
I thought Star Wars, but
Not to the same extent, but that's close.
close.
It's probably the closest thing there is from like the 70s, 80s.
I think it's Star Trek. Some of the movies that,
There is a lot of stuff with Star Trek.
yeah, I'd say that's probably more comparable, just because it has a longer runtime between them.
That's a good thought.
But or Dallas apparently.
Look, it was just the first thing.
Golden
that popped up.
Girls.
Here's an interesting thought though. Star Trek was TV.
Yep.
Then went movies.
Mhm.
Marvel was movies, and now it's going TV
And Star Wars.
and Star Wars.
Yeah,
movies.
I mean, this is the Disney model. Yeah.
It's the streaming model.
Right. Yeah. That is interesting.
Bro, I'm really good at finding this this thing.
Well, I was thinking because it's also it's a comic book movie, which comic books are notorious for their like resets, right?
Yes, they are.
But
Especially DC.
the medium, yeah, the
DC needs to slow down.
New 52. And yet the medium of blockbuster movies, like you have to make it count. Like you only get one shot to do this. And so that's one of the things that I like. I think I like most about Avengers Endgame is that, or both Infinity War and Endgame, is that they really, up to that point, they had really stuck with it. Like, hey, this is the definitive. Some of the things they've shifted around as far as timeline once they start getting to the different. However, for the most part, like with minor retconning, they were like, hey, this is the definitive superhero experience. And the way that they were able to,
You're gonna like it.
yeah, deliver that to a mass media audience is really impressive. I think about this. Yeah, what would that have been for what would that have been for like our parents or grandparents?
Yeah.
What is that going to be for like our kids or our grandchildren? Like think about that.
Yeah. Because
Like,
we're
is
gonna
that-
have a lot more of these by then.
Like, well, but I'm thinking like, is that ever going to happen again? Do you think?
This kind of thing?
Yeah, this magnitude.
No.
I mean,
I think I honestly, I at least my understanding, I feel like Endgame is peak.
I feel like it's really bullish to say no.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
Because
it
I mean,
is.
we talked about this before. The closest comp, I mean, in history would have been Lord of the Rings. We talked about that before.
Yep.
In terms of just like the massive scale of these movie franchises and the coordination and all the different things that lined up. And honestly, it just worked out for the best. But like, what is that? It just feels like we're moving in every facet of pop culture and you know the zeitgeist of like. It feels like everything's becoming more fragmented and a little more like niche. However, so that part of me says no because there's nothing that's going to unify people like that.
Yeah.
However, if you flip it, like the thing that is so so impressive about
Polarizing.
well, the thing that's so impressive about Avengers is that it is a niche. It's comic books, and yet it took the world by storm.
Yep.
It was like,
That's-
no, everybody's seen this thing that is ultimately a very specific pop culture, like nerd culture type thing. And I think it honestly led the charge. It was kind of the flagship for what was already happening in society, and that is that nerd culture was becoming more popular. Like people
Very
had
true.
started to fall in love with Star Wars and video games and comic books, and there were certainly plenty of people that were there since the beginning that will let you know that they were there since the
That's right.
beginning.
That's
we have a
very
name
true.
for those. We won't say it because it's not very nice. But we have plenty of people who do that. But it does feel like everybody at least has a cultural map for what these things mean, regardless of how many Marvel movies you've seen. There are plenty of people who've only seen a handful of them. There are a lot of people that have seen almost every one of them. Regardless of how many you've seen, like who Thanos is.
That's right.
Right, and the why. Captain America picking up Thor's hammer, like Mjolnir. You know why that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Right? Like, so there's a lot of this. There's a lot of those kind of. It's, and we're what, 3-4 years removed from it. 4 years.
Yes, 2019.
Was it 2019?
Yep, May 2019.
So 3 years removed from it. So we're a little bit behind,
which is interesting to think about. I remember sitting in theaters thinking like, all right, well, that's the end. They're not going to be able to. I mean, they'll probably have a couple decent ones after this, but then the whole thing is going to fade off. And they've managed to
then they drop Spider-Man.
So far, they've managed to not have that decline yet. It seems to be going pretty steady. We'll have to see how long they can keep it up, but.
And that's the thing. They don't have to keep this up anymore. I think they're arriving at their new normal, and it's great because it honestly has become like. It's become comic books again.
Mm-hmm.
Like it went from being comic book movies, super movies, and now we're at the comic book stage where, I've heard rumors that there are no more like massive Avengers movies coming.
Yeah.
Which means that like, if you just think about everything we have, they're just comic runs.
Mm.
These movies are just comic runs. And the things that Endgame, I think really started, maybe you could argue Infinity War, but I think Endgame started, we hit that ceiling and broke through that ceiling of what is tolerable to your average audience.
Yeah.
There are some, because in a comic book, you can literally do anything and they will do anything.
Right.
I don't mean this in a way that like, oh, does it translate to the big screen? I mean this in a way that's like, how weird is too weird for the big screen?
Yeah.
And then we get to the point where Endgame is a straight up time heist.
Yeah.
And after that, it's like, okay, well, we're ready for the multiverse now. We did time travel, and now we have multiverse.
Like if you told me 5 years ago that I was going to enjoy content that they're putting out now, I probably would have agreed, but I would have been a little surprised if you told me what they're actually putting out.
You agree by principle because you're like, well, it's Marvel.
Through the multiverse, you're going to be able.
It's like, oh, that sounds just too chaotic. Like, I'll probably watch it, but I don't know if I'll really enjoy it.
And it is a bit chaotic when you add in the shows.
The way they've done it, though, it kind of...
It's awesome.
It's explained it well enough to understand what's going on. And
absolutely.
I'm curious as to what is the, pun intended, what is the end game of the MCU? Okay, we've done the thing, we've hit the mountaintop, now we're starting to take it in for landing. Like, is this going to be we're going to constantly just
That's what I mean by we're just in comic runs.
Yeah.
Like, they literally are just like, all right, well, we hit it.
Well,
the goal was accomplished.
But what I'm saying is, like, what's the long-term goal of that? Is it...
What is phase 5, 6, 7?
And how do we know
are
that
we even in phases anymore?
But how do we know that we've hit that mark? We've made that goal. It's like, well, what is the end? What is the end game? How can we measure that? Because it's like, the end game is to make more content that is a little more weirder, that we can kind of test the waters a little bit, but then it's like, well, then how are we going to be able to measure whether or not people really love that? And when do we know to take advantage of that, ramp it up, and have something that is a bit like Endgame terms of magnitude?
That's true. Because we had Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and obviously it was a hit. A lot of people enjoyed it, but it was a bit more
mixed
reviews.
Yep.
Not everyone was about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that was the multiverse part of things.
It raised more questions than it actually accomplished.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to see in a lot of stuff going forward, is you're going to come out of it with more questions than you went into it with.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because it's been a while since it's been like that. But if we think back to early Avengers stuff, that's what it was.
See, I have a different experience with the earlier stuff, because the first one I saw in theaters was either Spider-Man, the first one, or...
Oh, really?
Well, you mean Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's what, 2017, 2016?
Black Panther may have been the first one.
Oh, for real?
It was somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Like I don't believe I saw Ragnarok in theaters.
Wow, that is.
What was yours
But I had
first?
seen
Iron Man.
everything.
Yeah, man.
I've been here for all of them.
Oh yeah.
By the
dude.
time I saw those in theaters, I had seen everything up to that point. But I didn't follow it in theater. Like when I first started watching, there was at least 10 or 15 of them already
Yeah.
that I could just sit down
Okay.
and just watch through.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, my dad and I went from the get go. Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor. I have was the original like unique experience. We had 2 foreign exchange students at the time. I was in 8th grade when Thor dropped, and one of them was his name's Tor from Norway.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Tor is a variation of Thor.
Yep.
Just a more, it's the
They
Jesus
just dropped
of,
the H.
Jesus of Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So,
That's really funny.
so we had to go see it together, and it was awesome.
That's really funny.
I just remember being, I would have been 13.
Mm.
That's it. There's some that's, this is not a tangent we need to go on if we don't want to, but Iron Man was 2008.
Yep.
Thor was 2011.
Yep.
There was 2.5, 3 years between Iron Man and Thor
Mm-hmm.
because they used to only be able to do about one a year back then. One movie a year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. And now we're like, we got 4 Marvel
We're
movies
just
this year.
cranking 'em. That's true.
Oh, we
man.
only got 3 next year. It's a little slow.
That's true.
But we have like 4 TV shows too.
True.
If not more.
And I don't actually know how many are coming out next year. I know off the top of my head 3, but
But we have to admit that it does feel like they've lost the spotlight.
they have. They will have when a Marvel movie drops, they'll have their weekend.
Yep.
And that's all.
I actually think it'll be the opposite. They're not going to have the opening weekend, but they're going to have the sales. Because
That
people
just
won't
tells me that they
necessarily
will.
rush
You
to
tell me
go
like
see it.
the longevity,
okay.
the longevity of it.
Like it'll last in theaters. You'll get decent viewership in theaters,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get the massive openings like you were for a while. You might for some of them.
That's a good point.
It'll be for properties. I mean, if they get another Spider-Man, obviously
Yeah.
it will. But I mean, what's coming out that's going to bring numbers?
Well-
Ant-Man 3.
well,
Thor
when they
might.
bring in,
Thor, yeah, Thor might.
I mean,
But
you
that's
talk
probably
about
the
you
last
talking about
one.
bringing in X-Men, like that's gotta. You have
That
to
would.
capitalize.
You might
that
get
would.
something
It would.
entering the X-Men.
You'd
but-
have to. They'd be like, "That's your moment."
But the only ones that are going to bring out big crowds on opening weekends, I think, are the original characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they're starting to phase them out.
Right.
So you're not going to get those as much.
Yeah, we're down to
Well, who? But here's out of all of them,
Thor.
it would no. It's ironic. It's like what's out of all of them, who's the most popular character? Who you would say?
Spider-Man.
Either Spider-Man or Iron Man.
It's Spider-Man.
I mean,
I would say
Spider-Man
Iron
is
Man.
big, yeah.
But
I would have said
Spider-Man-
Iron Man, but Iron Man's done.
Spider-Man,
so.
Tom Holland, who's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I think it's
so they got. I mean, it's not completely Marvel property, but yeah, I would say Iron Man be
They're coming to Disney Plus outside the U.S.
yeah.
and they haven't released when they're coming in the U.S.
But I think Spider-Man is always a great. I mean, I haven't seen Far From Home or No Way Home,
You'll like him.
but that is like that to me is like their fallback. We're like, okay, we know at least people are gonna
Yep.
drive in droves. To, you know,
I think when we get Miles, whenever he shows up,
yeah,
Miles Morales, that'll bring droves.
Yeah,
Thor,
It'll be an interesting
Thor
complexion.
will bring numbers, but then we're gonna have.
you
know
think
what
so?
Thor, Love and Thunder,
I
especially on a
Doctor
holiday
Strange
weekend.
level numbers, Doctor Strange 2 level.
yeah.
numbers.
I
It's
just
not
get
gonna be
worried.
Spider-Man level.
I just get kind of worried because it is highly stylized,
It is.
and that's gonna box some people out.
But
True,
here's
if
a
you didn't like
question.
Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah.
There are, I mean, people may do this a little bit less going forward, but there are a large amount of people who don't actually watch the trailer. They
Me.
actively don't watch
Me.
trailers.
I only watch
so they
them
may
when I'm in
not
theaters.
know what's actually going on. And they may just say, hey, we got a new Thor movie. I'm going to go see that.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm hyped to see the turnout for Black Panther 2.
I'll be intrigued.
That will be super
I'd be
interesting.
curious.
Rest in peace to Chadwick. But dude, I teared up when he died. I was like, dude, that was
It was shocking.
That's-
I was in a movie. I was in a movie
Fuck
theater
him,
when it
you know?
happened.
Oh, really? What,
Yeah.
You remember what you were seeing?
Dude, I don't. It
That's
was
fine.
it was a COVID movie, so you know it's like
Sure.
it was
There's
like
6 people in there.
yeah. Well, and it was also like when movies weren't getting made, so this is the best.
Oh, an
we
older
got.
movie.
No, it wasn't an older
Oh,
movie.
okay.
It was like a legitimately $5 movie that was
Okay.
made, and they were like, "Well, this is the best we got."
I would say over
It's-
COVID, I
it was
watched a few.
awful.
I watched
It
a few
was-
classics for $5.
I wish I could. It was something about mental health, but it didn't really do the best job of handling that subject. So it was just like, bro,
Interesting.
this is horrible. Anyway, but Avengers Endgame, Let's talk about it.
Yep.
Let's get into it. One of the things I do love about Marvel movies is one of my favorite things to do talking about anything is talking more around it than talking about the thing itself,
Yeah.
because I ultimately think that's what, to me, provides value.
That's what Endgame does.
This is the spot that it provided in our culture, and I think that, like I said, I think that provides more weight than the content itself. It's like this cultural moment, to quote a certain pastor. But what are some things? What are some characters you really like? What are some moments that really stood out to you? What are some things that maybe some motifs in this movie that you think they pulled off really well? Let's hear it. Ryan can't choose. He's looking. He's like, I can't. I gotta organize my thoughts. So many.
One of the things I always find fun to think about with it is how short the actual screen time is for everyone in that movie. Like, it's a 3-hour long movie, and Thanos has the longest screen time at like 18 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's balanced. It's pretty weird.
That's so interesting.
Balanced as all things should be.
Like, you feel like in a 3-hour long movie, some of your characters would have more than an 18-minute. Like, even Iron Man had less than Thanos. Like, I forget the numbers, but
Does that bother you?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't remember the exact.
No, because I see the product and I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like anyone's lacking.
And
Other
I think-
than maybe Captain Marvel, because she's just kind of not there.
Yeah. She's like, well, there's not other people around here. I'm like, yeah, but also Thanos isn't there either. That's the part that always got me. Oh my gosh, that irritates me. It's like, well, other people don't have the Avengers. Yeah, well, other people also don't have Thanos. Yeah, I think that, but I do think that that's probably one of the best characteristics of this movie is that the way that it divvies up everybody and you don't even recognize it.
Yep.
Like, you don't even notice it. Like,
Okay, screen cuts, to different worlds.
Yeah. But there's like, it kind of almost feels like a soap opera. Like the pacing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you watch Days of Our Lives and it's like, it's 5 minutes of them talking in a living room.
Yep.
And then switch over to 5 minutes of like some car crash and like they're trying to figure out who's like missing. And then 5 minutes of like, and then it comes back around in like an hour and a half.
This movie is a lot of exposition.
It is.
They straight up just
Quite
talk
a
about
bit.
science a ton in this movie.
Quite a bit. Well, it's like it's an hour and a half of them trying to just convince Tony Stark to get in it. And then when they do, then it's like them like an hour trying to figure out how it works.
Yep.
And
then
the last
they do
30
it.
minutes, yeah.
And then there's a big fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
You find it?
Not yet. This might be.
Doctor Strange is in it for 13 seconds. Like,
Yeah, right. He just opens the
he
portal.
goes, I'm holding up the one.
Yeah. What else? So we love the screen time. Pretty good balance.
So it looks like I was wrong. I had it backwards. Tony Stark, I guess, was on screen for 50 minutes.
It's quite a bit.
Pretty decent
Yeah.
amount of time. Thanos was 38. Captain America was 35. Thor was 32. Banner was 25. Gamora was 20. Black Widow was 20. Nebula was just under 20. Hawkeye was 15.
See, I feel like-
15.
Okay, so which of that's surprising you? Because I feel like Nebula got quite a bit. I feel like she was around.
Seeing Gamora have more than Nebula feels wrong.
Yeah, that feels weird, doesn't it?
But
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I guess they had all those flashbacks and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'd also be curious as to what that looks like compared to like the average movie.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
Yeah,
how much
absolutely.
does the titular character get?
What a
compared?
fascinating thought. Like, no other movie can do that. Like, you can't,
Like,
do,
what's
you
the
can't do
last-
that in movies, can you?
What's the last
like
movie we just did? We just dropped Parasite?
Parasite.
All right, what's the one before that? Wait. Is it 7? Or is that?
No, it was. Oh, no. I don't know.
Dude, we don't know our content. Hold on 1 second.
La, 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 la,
It
la,
was
la.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't remember what I'm doing.
Your shows. 3 dudes in a movie. Shining, Top Gun, Maverick.
That's right.
Top Gun Maverick. So let me see if I can. So Top Gun Maverick actor.
Okay, in that one, though, Tom Cruise probably has like,
Yeah, that makes most. Yeah.
what? How long was that movie? 2.5 hours? He's probably got 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours
of
and
screen
25
time.
minutes. The only scene he's not in. I can't think of one.
I don't think they're.
I think I have I'm watching a video that's
I think he
basically.
was in every scene.
At least a little bit, yeah.
How long? Wait, how long was it?
It's like
Look at-
225.
What's it official screen time? Dude, I just need to watch the end of the video. Hold on 1 second. So what's the total screen time on Top Gun Maverick?
1 hour. Or 131 minutes, which is 2 hours and 11 minutes.
So yeah, Tom Cruise is in it an hour 53. So what is that like?
And the rest of it is credits.
Yeah, was that 18 minutes or whatever? Rooster, Miles Teller, is in it for an hour and 6 minutes. It's about half. No, more than half.
A little over half.
And then Phoenix is 51 minutes.
Which one's Phoenix?
Bob and Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
Yeah,
okay.
Bob's in it for 49 minutes. There's only a couple minutes he's not with Phoenix.
Wow.
So to speak. Fanboy is 48 minutes. Payback is 47 minutes. Hangman is 35 minutes.
They call him Hangman.
Which makes sense because there was a couple missions that they had without Hangman. They're like,
Yeah.
no, you're not ready.
Did you go over how long Tom Cruise is his character?
Yeah, 1 hour 53 minutes. Yeah.
Sorry,
No, you're good. Coyote is 29 minutes. Penny, that's Jennifer Connelly's character, 26 minutes, and then Cyclone is 25 minutes. Who are these characters?
Sorry, Cyclone.
He was on it for. I think is that John Hamm? If I look up Top Gun Cyclone, am I going to accidentally come up with a Top Gun 3?
Top Gun amusement ride.
That's John Hamm.
John Hamm's character.
Wait, Top Gun Cyclone 1986. What? John Hamm's not in there.
John Hamm wasn't born in 1986.
Yeah. Anyway, so that kind of gives you that gives you kind of a comparison.
Yeah.
Obviously,
this doesn't happen in
it's a little bit
movies.
different. It's a Tom Cruise movie.
That's
but
true. It's a Tom Cruise movie.
I would be interested. We'll talk about it. I feel like we need to bring this up when we watch Infinity War. Compare the two.
Is that run times or screen times?
Screen times with Endgame because I feel like that's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be a lot of Thanos.
I have no clue what you guys said in the last 2 minutes.
You're fine.
We were talking about how much we hate New Jersey and we hate sound.
That's
and
fine.
We
I
hate
left
hiking.
Jersey to come here for a reason.
And we hate A&W.
And I know you like hiking because you went with me recently.
It was pretty fun, and I do love sound. I like music.
Let me give my answer to your question.
Yes,
my
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out will be, dude, Ant-Man. Dude, I just love Paul Rudd so much. Scott Lang is a delight.
Yeah.
Every scene he's in turns to magic. And he's only in this movie for 15 minutes, and those are a special 15 minutes. I mean, he's the catalyst, unless you want to say the rat that Freedom is, or Iron Man is for actually figuring out time travel. It's a good team right there, those three.
No, it's Hank who figured out time travel, sort of.
Hank Pym?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with the Pym particles.
I mean, he figured out how to make you shrink. So.
But, dude, just the... Just Paul Rudd.
between Tony Stark, Scott Lang and the Rat.
And the Rat.
That's a pretty
We
good
got a
team.
good team.
That's a pretty good trio.
The trifecta that
Oh
saved the
my
universe.
goodness.
Yeah.
And dude,
But here's the question. Did they save the universe? Or did they just let an Eternal grow?
Yes. I don't know.
I mean, they stopped the Eternal.
Because after the Eternals movie, there was some theories coming out. It's like, well, maybe Thanos was trying to stop the
Eternal from growing.
The Eternals from.
I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
Jacob didn't see the Eternals.
Yeah. So, do I need to? Now I'm kind of intrigued. Do I need to?
It's fascinating.
Watch the.
Look, every
find
Marvel
like
movie
a
is worth
10-minute long
Okay, yeah.
one
cut-down
watch.
version of
Synopsis,
it or something.
yeah.
Like, not a synopsis, but like the cut down version.
Yeah.
What you need to watch before Eternals 2 or something.
But what you need to watch before Joker? Eternals.
It'll get you in the mood.
Yeah.
But just every scene Paul Rudd touches, like the taco scene, Nebula goes, Rhodey, careful on entry. There's an idiot down here.
Yeah.
And then Hulk just hands him 2 tacos because the toppings blew out.
Yeah.
Or they're talking about the Soul Stone, and they're like, Vormir, what's that? It's the place Thanos murdered my sister. And then Paul Rudd just goes, not it. Seriously,
There was
just
the other one in there where someone's like, "Who's that?" They're like, "No, it's a planet."
yeah.
I think that's the other planet. Which one was that? It's the one that
Morag.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that they have to
Who's
go
Morag?
where they have to knock out Chris Pratt.
yeah.
Who's Morag? No, who's not? Who? It's a planet. Like
that
a
was
planet,
great one,
like in
too.
space. Aw, the little puppy want to go to space. I'll take you to space, puppy.
Rhodey's line was great when he went to knock him out, though.
He's like, oh, so he's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
It's so
yes.
good. Yeah,
Just
Endgame.
pops him.
Endgame's hilarious in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Until the last, 15 minutes.
Yeah, then it
Then it's
tears at
just
your
sad.
heartstrings.
Then it's just sad.
Oh, shout out to everyone who didn't realize who that random guy standing at the funeral was until you have to Google that it's the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, like I was really looking into that.
I was, because I was like, what is
I Googled it a few times. before I
Yeah,
figured it
for
out.
sure. Then you just got Captain Marvel and her haircut and her pantsuit.
You have something for me, Peterberger? Hey, question. Okay, I asked this during the movie. I still don't understand. How is it that Tony Stark snaps the gauntlet and
Just Thanos people vanishes.
yeah.
Dude, I don't.
Because to me, I'm thinking, well, if Thanos could have just done that the whole time, why can't you just think of like snap his fingers and think of, I don't know, this is getting into predestination. But he just thinks of the people who aren't followers of Jesus. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
probably didn't
Yes.
try and explain it that way because it goes too far back to which one was it? Not Civil War. Winter Soldier.
John Calvin.
Well, Winter Soldier, where
Martin Luther.
Yeah, Martin Luther.
Hydra has the 3 carriers, and they use the algorithm to calculate who's going to be a threat.
Yeah.
It's kind of that along that type of line, so they probably didn't want to repeat
Yeah,
that fully.
that kind of conversation, but on like a cosmic level.
I'm still kind of confused.
You know, it's just
about
one of those
that.
things that they just let. They instead of explaining it away, they don't.
But to me, okay, here's an issue I have with that. Then why do you have the multiverse theory?
Yeah,
Like why take all the time to explain that? Unless of course you say, well, then we could have spent off all these shows, which makes sense. You make
Sure.
more money. I get that. But you probably weren't thinking that in the moment.
no.
Well, yes, sort of. Because the part that I always forget, because I didn't follow the comic books, is these are all stories from comic books,
Yes.
and that's what they did in the comic books.
But to argue against that is that then I guarantee you in the comic books, if that were to happen, Tony Stark snaps me. There's a reason. They explain that reason.
I don't know. I've never read the
I've
comics.
never read the comics
read
either.
any.
I don't really. I'm a blood.
Thing I
just know
remember.
they exist.
Thing
But I
remember
just think that
about-
if they're going to do that in the comic books, there's going to be a reason because it's comic books. They're
Sure.
weird. Anyway, sorry.
That's true. Well, thing I remember most about the difference in the comics is that the reason for Thanos snapping is different. You guys ever hear the reason Thanos did it in the comics,
No,
or at least for the
well, he's courting death.
he's courting death?
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
pretty metal.
Dude, it's
Which
so cool.
They should have done it.
He wants to love Lady Death.
But he also had a Thanos copter, which is pretty
I
silly.
would like that. You never watched Loki, right?
No,
They
I'm going to eventually though.
there's a Thanos copter in it.
Stupid. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's in a panned shot, but it's in the same
shot.
episode we get alligator Loki. So
Okay, I'm looking it up. So why did Iron Man snap in the end only kill Thanos and his army, and not the others?
because he wanted it that way.
Actually, the Infinity Stones will only perform as the wish of the wielder. There are many evidence for that. Thanos has to wipe out 50% of all living creatures. When he snapped, he did it as his wish. When the Hulk snapped in Endgame, he wished that everyone who was snapped away would come back, and it exactly happened. And so when Tony Stark snapped, he wished to wipe out all of Thanos' army. This even includes the past Gamora Nebula as per Russo brothers. Okay.
Interesting.
I just don't...
Yeah, so their
That's just-
explanation is it's a wish.
Yeah. Which, okay, I do think it's interesting because then he says when he gets the gauntlet back, he's like, oh, I'm going to make a world from scratch, a universe from scratch. And that way they are appreciative for what they have, not what they've lost. Which, by the way, that's a pretty good line.
That's a metal.
That's a
line, yeah.
really good line. Yeah, he's just basically like, I'm
And-
God now.
And you won't be there.
And you won't be there. So that part had me thinking about it because I was like, well, no, you can only do 50% of all living creatures. But that actually makes more sense. Also, can I ask something?
Of course.
Is a plant a living creature?
Dude, it's a good question.
Because then that's deforestation, and
Groot
that does Groot is Groot is. Then other planets are as well. And I don't know if you know this, Thanos. That's not a way to help with the overpopulation.
Well, it's like, seriously, you're going to cut all life in half instead of just like, I don't know.
Yeah, where does he get that number?
Increasing resources?
He just goes, yeah, why don't you do that? I snap, and everything, all dead plants come back to life.
So the backstory, I think, is explained better. It is explained in Infinity War.
That he's a psychopath.
Well, he shows us what happened to his planet.
They were on his planet.
Yep.
He's like, we didn't have enough resources. I wanted to cut the population in half, and we'd have enough. And so that was his mentality going forward. When in reality, he should have been thinking, hey, let's double the resources. However, that's where the Eternal theory comes in. It's like, well, maybe he was actually trying to stop more Eternals from being made.
No, they better not do that. That's dumb.
Okay, I don't know anything about the Eternals. You're kind of convinced me to go watch this dumb movie, this awful movie.
Dude, I liked the
except
it's not good.
How can an Eternal be made?
Do you want us to just say it?
Sure.
They are born in the center of planets.
It's like
so
a seed
planets
is
are like
planted in the
eggs,
center of a planet.
and they hatch from enough.
Is that wait? So
of
does that have anything to do with Star-Lord's dad, Kurt Russell? Are they?
Yes
Is
and
he
no.
related?
He's
He's a god.
He is not a fully grown Eternal.
Oh, okay.
It's if I remember right. There's something there where he is an Eternal, but he was off by himself for some reason, and so he didn't become like the other Eternals.
Okay. But guys, I'm still confused.
I mean, yeah.
How can an Eternal be born?
The planet.
This is an Arian controversy. When God was, Jesus was not. That's not true. It's not what the Bible says.
The planet gives life as people die. It absorbs life, and
that doesn't make him eternal. I'm out. They don't even know what the word eternal means. Wait, were they always there?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. They were put there in the birth of the planet, weren't they?
But in the universe,
planet,
but the planet. But what about the universe?
So in Eternals, they talk about how you get the universe, and then it all destroys itself, and then they do it all again, and it's just a loop.
But were they there before they were born? Was their soul there
No.
before they were born? Yeah, that's not eternal. That's just a planet.
They do kind of tackle that a little bit. Wait, no, they're not Eternals.
Yeah, no, I think I said the wrong name.
You said
They're
Eternals.
Celestials.
Celestials.
That's what
Okay,
they are. I was
okay.
saying Eternals, sorry.
Yeah.
Correction.
I was so
Celestials.
Eternals are Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
okay, but they're always there.
They are. They
Okay.
are
Well, once they're created, they're
henchmen to the
Wait, the Eternals have been
the
created,
Eternals were created by the
Celestials. Yeah, henchmen to the Celestials.
so they're not eternal.
No, they live forever, but they
Yeah, they live.
Who's
forever.
more
they have a start
powerful?
point.
Celestials?
Yeah.
Celestials are like Marvel gods, but like gods, like not
But
like
they're
Thor's
not.
trying to be.
They're not eternal.
The Celestials are eternal.
Wait, were they born from
Except-
planets?
Except for the one
I just got through talking
except
about
for
this.
the one they kill.
They're eternal in the standpoint that they are born and created, but they do not die.
That's not eternal.
So it's
You're right,
That just
you're
means
right.
they're-
Jacob, in a sense,
that just
it's
means
like,
they're immortal.
in a
That's
sense,
not
it's-
eternal.
In a sense, it's like you have eternal life in Jesus. That sort of thought.
Well, let me hit you with this. This is a bit of a
okay.
this is a bit of a spoiler. Do you want me to say it for Eternals?
Sure, whatever.
So they explain it away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they arrive there. I'll
Okay.
just put it at
All
that.
right.
The Eternals are not eternal. There's that.
Yeah.
The city that you see in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah,
nowhere.
I got that. Thanks.
Sorry.
I know what this.
Oh, the city nowhere, or the head. That's a celestial head
Yeah.
from a battle that they're mining parts of the celestial out.
Remember
Oh,
what
yeah.
the collector is?
Yeah. There's so much, dude. There's so much Marvel lore that I just totally skip over, and I'm like, I should probably come back to, like the Watchers.
I mean, the ultimate thing that you've missed that you need to watch is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Then I would throw out Loki because I really liked Loki.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. It's really funny.
I need to watch it. All right,
And then
so
after that, watch whatever you want.
we didn't actually talk a lot about Endgame, but whatever. We talked about Marvel.
I mean, talking about
talked about it
Endgame
for
is kind of
quite a
just a
while.
Marvel episode.
yeah. What? So, is there anything else we want to say before we get to our caller?
It's just a good movie, man. It's just fun.
It's a fantastic movie. I'm
Got
still
a couple
partial.
plot holes, but it's a good movie.
I'm still partial to Infinity War, but I understand why you like Endgame more.
it's just more fun. Like,
I
I mean, yeah,
honestly-
Ryan's right because plot holes and stuff. Infinity War is technically better.
And I was gonna say, sorry, go ahead.
I consider them both one movie in reality.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, but you have to choose. One thing I do really like about this movie is that it pretty much put in its own like greatest hits. Like it did. Like it's like, remember when we did this and remember when we did that and remember this. You're like, oh yeah, I do.
You're
remember
like,
that.
yeah.
Well,
You
it's
did
a
it
place
again?
for
It's like a
people-
Hall of Fame.
It's a place for people who, if they're done, they can stop, and
Yep.
everything is wrapped up.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no
It's a jumping off point. Or
like,
jumping
there's
off.
it's a jumping off point, but there's also nothing left to wrap up, sort of.
Yeah.
So,
It's cool.
at least from the standpoint of the original
Right.
movies and stuff.
Let's hit real quick before we give a call. What Marvel projects are we most looking forward to?
Good
Let's
question.
do not this year.
Dude, I have no idea. Let me look.
I'm gonna hit me with Ant-Man 3. Paul Rudd.
On the movie side, I'm not sure. On the TV side, definitely Loki season 2.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
Oh
3.
yeah, that's coming.
Looking
Oh,
forward
we're getting a holiday special this year.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Actually, I'm pretty
What are the
excited.
chances that does a Star Wars?
What do you
Yeah,
mean, like the
but it
Ewoks
would-
are going to be
But
there?
it would be masterful.
And Wookiee's got or Chewbacca's got a wife?
It's gonna be the first 30 minutes is just them, just the same exact scene.
Yeah.
But it's just Chris Pratt making.
It's just Groot just going, I'm Groot.
Groot.
I'm Groot.
I know
They
never
could.
do-
They
They
could.
That'd
totally
be hilarious if they did
It'd be
that.
so good.
That would be pretty cool. They totally could, though.
Marty, you need to contact them and tell them you need
James
to do
Gunn,
this.
scrap everything.
Yeah, if you're listening, and we know that you are.
James Gunn, absolutely.
Yeah.
At least his brother is.
Yeah, right.
All right, we ready for our caller?
Yeah.
This is our good friend Will Holcomb.
I'm excited. Sure.
Hello.
Mr. Will Holcomb, you are on the Three Dudes in a Movie podcast. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
You know, we cannot complain. We just got through talking about Avengers Endgame. You ever heard of it?
I have heard of Avengers. I've not seen it.
Wait, how many Marvel movies have you seen? Okay.
Probably zero.
Well, I'm so glad we got you on this episode.
If I've seen one, I didn't even know it was a Marvel.
Have you seen like any of the Iron Mans?
Okay, yeah, I've seen like the first Iron Man,
There you go.
You're a Marvel
and I've
fan.
seen like some OG Spider-Man.
Captain
Oh, there you go.
America.
No Captain America.
Okay.
He's
Well, at least you've
it's-
seen Iron Man and
it's
some
a
Spider-Mans.
It's a no on Captain America. Well, hey, we won't keep you too long. I don't know if you're familiar, but what we do on this podcast, we like to call up our friends or pals every once in a while and talk about, give them the opportunity to pick our next movie. And so I'm just going to ask on a number 1 to 100. Just pick a number, and you might pick a number that we've already seen. So I'll ask you to pick a second one if we need to. But just off the cuff, what movie? What's a number that you could throw out there so we can watch our next movie?
29.
29. Have we done 29?
29.
I have a feeling
We
that's-
have not.
Okay.
29 is it's a good.
Wait.
It's
Will,
a good one.
Will, do you want to know the movie then?
I do.
Okay.
I'm-
All right.
We have. Let me double check. 10, 20, 30. The Green Mile.
Green Mile.
Green Mile.
You ever seen
Hey,
it?
yeah. I have actually seen that movie. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
a good movie.
It's
It's
such
so
a-
good.
such a good
Will,
movie.
that's a good
Will,
pick. Thank
bro.
you.
Good pick.
Hey, there we go. That worked out. I'm glad it wasn't a movie I've never heard of.
That's another Marvel movie. Well, we appreciate you. Please take a chance to listen to some of our episodes if you haven't already. Don't tell us if you haven't, but take a second, listen to our episode. Thanks for being a part of this episode.
I've listened to more episodes of your podcast than I've seen Marvel movies.
Hey,
Oh, so
that's at least
so
3.
2 or 3. That's awesome, man. Well, hey, have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and we'll be talking to you.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
Good
Will.
night.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Dude,
What a good man.
I love Will.
I do too.
He is just like salt of the earth.
Yep.
Uh,
Joined us on Beach Week, of
he
course.
was there for Beach
Excellent.
Week, doing all sorts of silly things. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I love him to death.
All right. We have but one thing left to do.
Oh, yes.
We must
I-
rank
or-
Avengers Endgame.
Are you gonna do this?
Rank these films.
I think I coming in.
Rank these films.
Yeah. One more. Rank these films. All right. Rank these films.
Boom.
I've got.
Shakalaka.
I
have to rank it real quick.
I have to pull out the Google Doc because I forgot that we do this.
Yeah, same. This has not been on my mind at all.
Update: 5-0 Oklahoma. Top of the 6th.
Drop them Irish.
That was racist. Also, I've got to. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the schedule. I've got to update this.
Speaking of Irish,
it's Father's Day.
I was gonna say Belfast is coming out, but it's coming out before this. So
we'll just have to make another. We'll have to make another Irish joke. Well, hopefully, when they get knocked out of the World Series, we'll be like, speaking of Irish. All right. So top 100 list. I think I have a spot.
I think I have a spot.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, I know I'm right.
I will say this. Hey, I'm going to be honest here. I'm definitely putting these like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, like they're going to be like back to back. And probably Infinity War is going to go first.
Oh, really? They won't be for me. There'll be a big gap, I think.
Okay.
Unless I just rewatch it and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Which is entirely possible. Oh, dude, it's 5-2. I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah, I blinked for a second. I switched over from Google scored. Yeah, they just hit a homer. All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am. I have my spot.
All right, you go ahead and then I'll follow.
All right. At number 95, I have Three Idiots. At number 94, I have Parasite. At number 93, I have Gladiator. Number 92, I have Endgame. At number 91, I have Seven. 90 is Forrest Gump, and 89 is The Shining.
Okay, wait. What did you end up doing? How far did you go?
How do you mean?
Like, how many did you list just now?
I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4. I skipped 5.
You just go 5.
I skipped 96 through 100.
Sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
What?
My brain just farted. I thought you were doing the same thing I was.
Oh, no.
So you put it at 90. I was like, dude, for real?
No. Wait. Okay. Dude, this is going to be top 50 easy.
My brain was just like out of it.
Dude, I put it above Gladiator. This might be flirting with top 30.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just put 2 around it and 2 below it, 2 above it.
As above, so below.
Yeah. Actually, I'll lead up to it. Shining number 3, Forrest Gump number 11, Parasite number 12, Gladiator number 15, Avengers Endgame number 25.
Hey, that's great.
It's top 25. I mean, like it's a good top.
So good.
So I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and put Infinity War number 24 or 26, but probably 24. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely a top 25 movie.
It is.
It has to be, right?
I bet it will be for me.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, I need to fix my list because I ruined it. Forrest Gump is 90, and The Shining remains king.
So, guys, there is 36 characters in Avengers Endgame on a scale of 1 to 36. Rank it, or
dude, 34,
35.
I'm gonna go 33, just to be different. Okay, cool, awesome. Well, is there anything else we need to talk about?
Do we want to announce something that we've talked about? We talked about today when we got back from the gym. Something we've kind of talked on and off about doing. It would be a new segment.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So yeah.
So
yeah.
So keep the listeners up to speed with Ryan. Ryan, unless you did, we haven't talked to Ryan about this today. But the new Lightyear movie came out.
Oh yeah.
We intend to watch it. Toy Story is on this list. Obviously, we're going to watch it. So just the idea of watching all 5 Toy Story movies and doing a ranking and we call it like toy dudes at the movie or something. I don't know. Was that too dumb?
Do you regret saying that?
Not at all. No.
Oh, it sounds pretty creepy. What Poppy Marty wants, Poppy
that's
Marty
right.
gets.
Oh yeah, that's what my 8th grade boys called me.
Please,
Poppy
you
Marty.
didn't have to say that part.
Sorry.
That's what my mom says.
Look, we'll work on the name, but
I was gonna say we
5?
could.
Well, 4 plus Lightyear.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5.
No, it's 4.
That's the
Did
latest
fourth
one.
come out?
Well,
2019.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think it was like
Well.
the second or third highest grossing movie of the year
Yeah.
behind Endgame.
Yeah, it was up there. Well, I was gonna say we should talk about what we just talked about, which was like kind of our schedule going forward, because it's kind of we're dropping in and out. It's a little bit.
Yes.
By the time they get to this episode,
This is the last
this
episode.
is the last
We're
one.
dropping-
Oh, is it?
We're
Yeah,
dropping
yeah.
a couple
Okay,
episodes
okay,
before
okay.
this one.
No.
So this,
We'll
yeah,
talk
this
about
is
it
this is the one coming out the week after the
I'm
4th
so
of July,
sorry.
right?
Sorry.
So
got it.
basically, we're recording this one, and then we're recording the 2 you're going to hear before this one.
3, 2.
2.
Yep.
And then hopefully there won't be a week after this one where you don't have an episode.
We're gonna have to cram it in, but we got this.
We'll have 5 days to do it. Should be fine.
Maybe it'll be Lightyear.
Yes.
I thought it was the one we just picked.
Oh yeah, Green Mile. Ryan, you ever seen Green Mile? Oh, it's a good time. This is one of those Stephen King ones, but it's one of his not scary ones.
Yeah.
And
It's up there with
his not
Shawshank.
scary ones are. I mean, Shawshank is
Shawshank.
number 1 on this list, and that's a Stephen King.
Yeah.
This is number 29, and it
It's
certainly
like
is.
it's Road to Perdition, Stephen King, or is it just a Tom Hanks?
I think it's just Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it's another good one. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to it already. It's been a few years since I've
dude,
seen Green Mile.
I'm John Coffey, just not spelled the same.
Just not spelled the
so
same.
Dude, who's Mike? Michael. He's dead now.
Yeah,
But
he passed
man,
away.
you talk about one of the best characters in all of movies. Like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, your heart breaks.
He's
for
one of
that
those
guy.
actors that has 3. We call him by all
John
3
Michael,
names.
Michael Duncan, whatever. Hold on, let's see. Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah. He's
Just a good actor.
Yeah.
He does so good. Tom Hanks is wonderful. Looking forward to it, man. It's good. It's a good film.
It's going to be good.
It's just good film.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right,
friends,
guys.
we appreciate you guys. We have cracked just about, we'll call it official. We've cracked 600 listens. That's unreal. I mean, it was just, 5 episodes ago, we were celebrating 450. So, I mean, y'all are still listening. You're showing up. Thank you. If you are one of our listeners, let me say this, because at this point, Endgame's probably going to draw some listeners that aren't our friends. Just someone. Well,
There are enemies.
I just mean someone that
They
we have
are our
not
friends.
personally invited to listen
yeah,
to our
yeah,
podcast.
people we don't know.
Because I've definitely stumbled on the podcast just by I want to hear someone talk about Castlevania for a day.
Yeah.
And I listened to 18 episodes of the
I think
podcast.
we'll probably do better with the current movies with that one. So like our Top Gun episode and like
Yes.
the current releases will probably
Yep.
get more types of stuff.
And so what I want to say to our friends who, if we've never met you, if you're one of the listeners who just found us and you don't know us like personally, welcome. Please shoot us a DM or an email.
Yeah, come talk to us.
We'd love to chat with you, especially if we don't know you. And if we do know you, we'd love to chat with you too. Someone message us.
Join the Discord that we're going to start one day.
We'll get a Discord eventually. We love you guys. We are beyond thankful. We are grateful.
Don't think, just do.
Don't think, just
Wait, what's it?
Oh.
What's it? Your
I am
dad
inevitable.
likes cheeseburgers. Your dad likes cheeseburgers.
Yeah, you're dead like cheeseburgers.
I am inevitable.
So can we?
I don't even know who you are.
Was it Thor? Yeah, that's bench warmer. Yeah, bench warmers. I forget what he says leading up to it, but they're trying to get Thor off the podium because he's just rambling about Jane,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "Dude, come on, get over here. We'll get you. Come on, go sit down. We'll get you some beer." He goes, "No, I would like a Bloody Mary." I love that line.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Ant-Man saves the day. Have a wonderful.
And the rat. Thank you, Mr.
Shout out
Rat.
that rat.
All right,
Hey, that rat. Are we still recording?
Mr. Miyagi.
Dude, that rat killed Iron Man.
How do you figure that? Oh, you think about that? He did. Yeah, he was a rat. Hey, we should open
Hydra.
and cut in the middle of a conversation.
Well,
So yeah, we've already signed off, so we can just talk about
I
it.
mean, yeah.
What do you think that rat was doing? You think it was a real rat?
Dude, he was looking for some food.
Nah, dude, he was working.
I think it was like Hydra, like the last remaining Hydra
dude,
agent.
he was like squeaking.
he was
Dude.
from Alka.
dude,
Alka-Seltzer?
No, Alka.
Alka. You remember
No.
from the Eternals?
No, Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb.
Organization without a cool acronym.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good. That's really funny.
Organization without a cool acronym.
Acronym, yeah.
Oh,
Have you never
I
seen
like that.
Phineas and
Doobie
Ferb?
doobie doo
Dude,
da
no.
doobie doobie doo.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
No,
really
I
good.
watch regular show. That's pretty much
Regular show is really good too.
That's the extent of it.
Oh, that's very funny. I had one thing. I had something to say, and I can't remember what it is. It's really caught off guard by that excellent Phineas and Ferb reference. No, it was great.
Question.
That was so good.
Question.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, y'all remember when Robert Redford was the lead of Hydra?
Yeah, he's been that. He's honestly, I think that's probably. I think Avengers was like the first Robert Redford movie I've ever seen, and that man's a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
My mom walked in one time when I was watching Endgame, and she said, "Is that Robert Redford?" I said, "Yeah, he's a really important bad guy."
Yeah, he just is.
I hope you enjoyed listening to Three Dudes in a Movie podcast, part of the TDM Media Network. If you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends, and leave a review on your nearest podcasting platform. You can connect with us by following us on Instagram at 3dudesmoviecast, or email us reviews, ideas, questions, etc. directly at tdmoviecast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.